Minutes to go before the All-Ireland final. Cyril Fard, who's going to win this year's final?
Well, it's fantastic atmosphere out there. I just feel that the composure of Cork might just carry them through. But after saying that, you would be a bit surprised if Kilkenny got victory today. It's a kind of a game. The smart pundits are going for 10-1 draw. I just think Cork will get there.
10-1 draw mightn't be a bad bet at all, Ger.
1959, the last time that happened, right, I think. Yeah. Well, I agree with everything that we said about Cork, about our greatness, about our composure under pressure, and about the fact that they deserve to win the 3 in a row because of the way this team are prepared and the quality of people they have. But Kilkenny are unbeaten in 2006. They've won the Walsh Cup, they've won the league. They come here today a really, really hungry team, bent on revenge for what happened 2 years ago. One more that hasn't been mentioned in all the build-up is attitude. Attitude is reflected in hunger, in belief, in pride and passion. I think Kilkenny will have that in abundance today. I think Cork will find it hard to match it. JJ or no JJ, I'm going to go with Kilkenny.
Commentary on this year's All-Ireland Hurling final is from Michael Dignan, and first, Ger Canning.
It really is a most magnificent setting. 82,000 people and maybe a little more are packed into Croke Park here in Dublin. Hurling's biggest day of the year. The hair stand on the back of your neck, I know. The Cork and the Kilkenny fans mingling. Wonderful colour. There were showers here in Dublin this morning. Thankfully it's all dried away now beautifully. And Michael, this is the place to be if you love hurling. First Sunday in September.
Yeah, Ger, you know, we're all making predictions during the week, everyone involved in the media, but really we don't know how it's going to go. All I hope is that it lives up to the expectation. I think over maybe the last few years, some of these Kilkenny-Cork matches, you know, haven't been wonderful matches, 99, 2004, but I just hope the sun is coming out here. Let's hope that we get the game that everyone is looking forward to today. There's two contrasting styles, I think. You have a Cork team, you know, they're so methodical, do what they have to do, and this Kilkenny team, you know, really won't like being put down. Everyone is going for Cork, but they would have huge pride in their team, and they have massive individuals. I always think a couple of class individuals like Tommy Walsh and like Henry Shefflin, players like that just don't grow on trees, and Kilkenny have that bit of extra, you know, star players, but Cork are so solid. 15 matches in a row they're going to try to win here now, championship matches, which is unbelievable, and that composure I think will see them home as well today.
Well, John Allen, as you say, has a wonderful record. He's unbeaten as manager on his own, in charge of Cork. One record that went today, it was Galway's attempt to win the 3 in a row in the minor, beaten by Tipperary by 2 goals and 18 points to 2 goals and 7. Two Galway fans I know will be disappointed about that, are Haig and Pat Nestor, watching abroad at this stage, and other people watching who want to be mentioned today. Newlyweds in San Francisco, Niamh Murphy and Liam Power. Enjoy the game, enjoy the occasion. They're Cork fans hoping for a 3 in a row. One person I met in Kilkenny yesterday said to me, if Kilkenny are going to win this, their forwards are going to have to defend as well as score.
Yeah, they are, and they're going to have to win that, when we talk about primary possession an awful lot now. You know, those puck-outs, Shefflin, Martin Comfort will have to be used in the half hour then because of their size. And Dermot O'Sullivan, I think a lot of Cork people are looking at him maybe as a potential, you know, not playing to his own ability, potential weakness. Be interesting to see if Richie Powers switched in on him and try to use his pace to cause trouble in there.
Well, just before the anthem, which will be sung today by Cara O'Sullivan, there is a minute's silence in honour of Mick O'Neill. Mick was the former chairman of the Kilkenny County Board, a wonderful man. I have experience of meeting him in many a Kilkenny dressing room down the years. A lovely person, passed away during the year. And Joe Healy, who's brother of Diarmuid Healy, who of course was the manager of that 1981 Jubilee team, honoured just a few moments ago. Yeshlá Deiger of Anonym Local Nuasal, and now the national anthem to be sung by Cara O'Sullivan, international soprano from Cork, with the Artane Band and 82,000 singers at Croke Park. brilliantly by Cara O'Sullivan, the Artane band. Let's hope the hurling is as good as the singing. It's Cork who won the toss. They've opted to play from right to left in the first half.
Yeah, Gerard, what I'm looking forward to today is who's going to be the unsung hero. You know, it's happened so often in Ireland finals. Some player, there's nothing made about him beforehand, he steps up. It was Fergie Toohey in 95, Timmy McCarthy in 99. Who's it going to be today?
The match is underway. Henry Shefflin and Martin Comerford have switched positions straight away, but we can expect changes aplenty as the game develops over the next 70 minutes of action. Pressure on the Cork backs immediately. There in his hands and knees, Pat Mulcahy. Foul was committed. It's a free in to Kilkenny and a chance for them to take an early lead. Straight away they go to their free taker in chief from this kind of distance, Henry Shefflin. Donal O'Cusack calling out the instructions just in case there's a short one or a little funny one, as happened in the minor match right at the very beginning of that game. Henry Shefflin, 2 goals and 39 points in this year's championship match. Another one on his tally, first of the day here, and Kilkenny lead in the 118th All-Ireland final. Well, any kind of fouling like that anywhere around the park, and Henry will pounce, you can be certain. Scored 5 points when the teams last met in a final, 2004. Only one of those, incidentally, was from play. That's a huge puck out. Dropping down into the inside forward line. Niall McCarthy trying to add to it. It's a funny kind of a breeze this afternoon, blowing across the park, if anything. Coming out here is Jackie Tyrrell. Losing his way somewhat, bottled up. Back there with Neil Ronan, blocked down well. Comes back out into the centre. Ronan Curran to his left half back, Sean O'Halpine. Under pressure, gets the ball in towards Brian Corcoran. Sun in the eyes of the Kilkenny backs. It bounces out there to John Tennyson. Great clearance by Tennyson. Tremendous noise, wonderful excitement and enthusiasm among the fans. Ronan Curran straight away, back down into the heart of the Kilkenny defence once again. That's a great catch by Neil Ronan. He's fouled, dragged down to the ground, and it's a free to Cork and a chance to level up the scoring.
Yeah, Ger, only one change, I think there. You see, great catch, or foul there by John Tennyson, come in on top of Niall McCarthy, but just Neil Ronan and Ben O'Connor have switched. Ben O'Connor gone to top of the right and Neil Ronan left half, and practically all the Kilkenny forward line have changed around. You have Eddie Brennan in the right half, Martin Comerford at centre and Owen Larkin, and you have Richie Power, Henry Shefflin and Aidan Fogg at the inside.
Joe Dean ready to hit this, trying to level up the match in the 3rd minute. That's on target. Nicely over the bar, and the teams are level.
And unusually enough too, Jared, the 2 Cork cornerbacks have changed. Brian Murphy gone over and Pat Mulcahy picking up Richie Power in this corner. Wouldn't have expected that.
Straight down the centre, reaching up for it there, dragging it ahead was Owen Larkin. Comes out instead, however, to Jerry O'Connor, the highly mobile midfielder, to the other midfielder for Cork, Tom Kenny. Huge one down. Drifting out there is Brian Corcoran. Going out as well, Noel Hickey, winning that important ball, then dispossessed. Coming into support here is Ben O'Connor. Has made the switch, as Michael Dignan was saying, trying to bustle his way through. Stolen from him by Jackie Tyrrell, and the Kilkenny captain gets it down the field near the sideline, very near the sideline. John Gardner stepping out over the line, under pressure, line ball. A lot of pressure that time as John Gardner took the ball out over the line, not much doubt about it. So line ball to the Kilkenny Cats. And just in case, we need a reminder that there's going to be soccer here pretty soon next year. They're throwing a soccer ball. Derek Ling to hit this one. Nicely caught, taken under pressure by Martin Comerford. On its way, dropping short, and Donal O'Cusack makes a very good save from Cha Fitzpatrick. Coming across here is John Tennyson. Seems to have solved the problem area of centre-half back for Kilkenny. The number of assured performers is shaping up to Niall McCarthy there. And let's hope that common sense prevails, where they're going to get 2 yellow cards very, very quickly by Barry Kelly, the match referee, who's a school teacher in Burr in County Offaly. First Westmeath man ever to handle an All-Ireland hurling final. Great honour for Barry. Lots of tension. Quick lecture. Well, he's escaping without a booking, but I saw the notebook, so presumably that's a ticking per player.
Yeah, I think it's sensible enough though, Ger. It's just a bit of, there's only a couple of shoulders off each other and the tension is going to come out, early in the game. But that's a great physical battle, as is Corcoran and Hickey inside. I'm really looking forward to that. Corcoran got the better of Hickey 2 years ago, and Hickey is fierce determined man. He's going to try to turn the tables today.
McGarry, big one in, dropping in dangerously. Owen Larkin was after it, but getting there first is Pat Mulcahy. The Newton Chandra man pursued in there by Henry Shefflin, pursued as well by Owen Larkin. And he is fouled. Or does he foul? He takes three catches, yes. Caught the ball too many times, and it's another free in and a chance for Kilkenny to go back in front again.
I think that was well called by the Kilkenny players. I think the ref had actually missed it in the heat of battle for him too. It's his first All-Ireland final, but the Kilkenny players called it, and right decision.
Barry Kelly, just 36 years of age, in charge. Great honour for him. Donald O'Cusack wearing the soft contact lenses there. Henry Shefflin, 1 point so far. Looking to make it 2 points to 1. The angle is acute. And the shooting is accurate. Kilkenny lead again, 2 points to 1. Kilkenny fans are coming here hoping to break up this Cork dominance in recent years. Remember, it was Cork who unsettled their plans to win a 3 in a row back in 2004. How Kilkenny would like to turn the Rebels over this year. Will it happen? Derek Ling from Emeralds. Big one down into the corner there towards Aidan Fogarty. Goal to his credit in this year's championship so far. Getting away from Pat Mulcahy, causing problems. Ronan Curran was there as well. Fogarty hitting, and Fogarty puts it over the bar. That's a great point, and that will do his confidence an awful lot of good. He'd scored a goal, but he hadn't scored a point in this year's championship to date. But that's now 3 points to 1 in this match, and only 6.5 minutes are gone. Good positive start by Kilkenny.
Yeah, I think Kilkenny would be delighted. And a player like Jackie Hurling in the corner cleared a great ball a few minutes ago. Aidan Fogarty there in their first finals. They'd be delighted with the way things are going.
Donald O'Cusack from Cloyne trying to pick out a man, but they were anticipating that Kilkenny. Eddie Brennan getting there first. Now Martin Comerford lobbing it into space. Keeper comes, nobody on him immediately. Closing down was Richie Power. They get it out to John Gardner from the Napirshy club. Hand passed to the centre half back Ronan Curran. Good ball, low and intelligently into Niall McCarthy. Needed 2 touches, having a go from distance. That's good, that's a beauty! It's been his Achilles heel in the past, that kind of distance shooting, when he's had a minute to think about it. He had a few seconds there, but he's made it 3 points to 2. That was a super shot. Once he got the ball up into his hands, nobody close enough to him. Good long-range shooting by the Carricktool player. 3-2. Great catch, Sean O'Halpine. There was a foul there, some holding, free to Cork. Lively start to this match. Ronan Curran ready to hit this one. Playing today in his 22nd championship match. Again, well directed. Kilkenny slow off the blocks. Niall McCarthy getting away again. Slipping on the ground, comes back towards Ben O'Connor. The angle shot from the man who got 1-7 in last year's final. That's his first of the day here, and the match level, 3 points apiece. Well, that was the result of a very precise ball played out of defence there by Ronan Curran, straight to Niall McCarthy. Kilkenny slow off the blocks to pick him down initially, and when it was flicked out to Ben O'Connor, the finish was superb. Cork's back's under pressure again. Curran holding on to it. Gardner. They're certainly going to test that triumvirate there of Gardner, Curran and O'Halpine, the most celebrated half-back line in the game right now. If they can break that, they will know that they can upset John Allen's rhythm, his team's stronghold there at the back. That plus the 2 men in midfield.
Yeah, great catch by Ronan Curran there, Dodger, over Martin Comfort, who's rarely beaten in the air, and that'll do his confidence the world of good. Niall McCarthy already dragging John Tennyson out of the centre. There would be question marks over Tennyson's pace, and McCarthy is stretching him, left and right there since the game started. Just down here in the corner, we see one of the Kilkenny players. It seems to be Owen Larkin, who is
adjusting the boots. I noticed two of the Kilkenny players about 5 minutes before the president came out. They were running off the field. They were Noel Hickey and James Ryle. I thought it might be a toilet break, but then the thought into my head as well, perhaps they wanted to change their boots.
Oh, the grass is very thick down there, you know, depending, it might be drying out now as well, and we don't know, you know, but it doesn't look to be ideal.
Jackie Tyrrell held on to again there by Martin Comerford, into the corner here. Always danger about when Eddie Brennan's in the action, and he's left it behind there to Sean O'Halpine. It's Eddie Brennan's third time facing Cork in a final. Back into the action again came Tommy Walsh, across from left half back. The puck out's taken very quickly as Tommy gets away, and the referee has stopped the Cork goalkeeper, and that's the first time in the match he has stopped him from taking the puck out too quickly. That's interesting. It's been mentioned in dispatches in the build-up to this final. He has heeded some advice he's been getting, I think, in the media.
I don't know if the players or GA listen to the media.
Donal Ogues, puck out. Great catch again by Niall McCarthy. He's turned it on with 3 superb interventions so far. Back to Dean, over his left shoulder, swinging it inside and swinging it over the bar. And Joe Dean has got a second, and Cork, the champions, lead by 4 points to 3, leading for the first time in the match.
Jerry, everything is going through Niall McCarthy. You know, not the best pass, but look at this for a score in the Ireland final. First touch of the game and a brilliant score from 45-50 yards out.
I was mentioning earlier that John Tennyson would seem to have solved the problem of centre half back. He's going to have his problems with McCarthy if he continues in that kind of form this afternoon.
Yeah, he's had one of those days, you know, reminiscent of maybe 2004.
This is Martin Comerford. He's troubled Cork in the past as well. Takes too many steps this time, and it's a free out for Cork. Remember the goal and 4 points that he got in the 2003 final.
Yeah, I thought he was held back maybe there, you know, when he was in possession. It looked like a free in to me first of all, but you know, great tackling there by Sean Ogue earlier, and Kern.
Let's see him again here.
Comfort onto the ball here. I just thought when Ronan Kern came in here, he might have just held him up there with his left arm. I think he did just stall him, but very little in it.
Could well have been a case for that. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Huge one down to the corner. Michael Cavan under pressure in there. John Tennyson, the Carrick-Shuck player, under O'Halpine once again, helped out here by Ronan Curran, played back over the line ball to Kilkenny.
Great start, Jerry. I expected, you know, a very physical start to this game, but there hasn't been any of it because it's just been too fast. The ball has been flying from end to end, 7 scores already, and you know, great start to the game. I just noticed too, Jared, that since the game started, Cathal Nochlin has been warming up intensively on the sideline down in the corner there, just under the Nally stand, but he's been really for the last 5 minutes, and it looks like, you know, the way he is warming up, it looks like he's planning to be introduced.
I'm one of those guys who can remember a final back in the last decade when a certain player warmed up for the entire match, and I don't think he ever got on. It is one of my colleagues as well. There's one of the Kilkenny players who is just preparing in case he should be required. Austin Murphy. Line ball to Cork. Sean O'Halpine makes a very good contact that time. That's Tommy Walsh, lovely tidy player. Out into the centre to Derek Ling, who will battle and have to battle against Tom Kenny. 2 great runners. Curran is mopping up everything at centre half back so far. Down towards Ben O'Connor. This time Jackie Tyrrell stepping away from trouble. Again trying to place the ball precisely. It's not as accurate as he would have liked. It's to Sean O'Halpine instead. He's left it behind. Owen Larkin coming onto it, running into traffic. Larkin looking for an outside player to take it away from him. That player is Aidan Fogarty's jersey was pulled back that time by Jerry O'Connor, and it's going to be a free into Kilkenny and a chance to level it once again. They'll entrust this one once more to Henry Shefflin. Why not? He's 2 from 2 so far.
That's very un-Cork-like though, you know, silly, stupid free like that, just a small tug of the jersey when you're definitely going to be pulled for it. You know, it's a little bit lazy, and that's 3 fairly soft frees that Cork have given away since the start of the game.
And a ticking for Jerry O'Connor there. Henry Shefflin from 30 metres out, straight over the bar. 3 for Henry Shefflin, all of them coming from frees, and it's 4 points apiece. Well, if there were a transfer market in hurling, Henry Shefflin, I think, would be top of most teams' list.
Jared, the tactics around the puck out are amazing. Both Cork midfielders are right out on the wings, and Derek Ling, and especially Derek Ling, is staying back beside his half-back line. He's not following them. So it's intriguing with Cusack trying to pick out the short one because he has to.
Great pressure by Kilkenny being exerted this time. Comes up here, and that's swung beautifully over the bar by Henry Shefflin. He's got a fourth, first from play, and he eases Kilkenny into the lead by 5 points to 4. And that came from the Cork puck out and the pressure exerted.
Yeah, if you can look out the field, Derek Ling is standing way back in front of his own half-back line, and Tom Kenny is trying to drift away, but he's been picked up by Owen Larkin, so Cusack has very little to look at except go along.
Against that, the first 3 Kilkenny puck outs were all won by the Cork half-back line. It's fascinating. Line ball again. There'll be lots and lots of twists and turns in this match, I feel. Long way to go.
Yeah, and you have to hold your nerve in these situations. Kilkenny have laid out their tactic, Cork have theirs, and you know you have to stick to your guns. It's early in the game, and you know it'll be won in the last 15 minutes, not in the first.
2 terrific men leading the teams, Brian Cody and John Allen. Tommy Welsh ready to hit this ball that we're getting a close-up of. Again, a great connection here, broken down by Henry Shefflin, but anticipating is Ronan Curran, the bars man. Cut out by James Shaw Fitzpatrick, and Shaw ahead once again here to Martin Comerford. Blocked down this time by Jerry O'Connor. O'Connor trying to get more into the game. Out as far as Ronan Curran. Decent ball over here towards Timmy McCarthy. Hasn't been involved so much in the opening 16 minutes. The little hand pass ahead is too far almost for Niall McCarthy, but somehow it's still in play. And Michael Cavan is able to go back and pick it up there for Kilkenny. Supported here by James Ryle, the right half back, running into heavy play once again, and the referee saw a clash. It looked a 50-50 situation, but the referee Barry Kelly signals that it's going to be a free out to Kilkenny.
They took a huge amount of steps on there, Ger. I think he must have taken 9 or 10 steps before there was definitely a foul there, okay, at the end, but it seemed to be after that when he...
Well, the whistle did finally blow, and it was a free out at the end of all of that. As you say, he could easily have been caught for steps that time.
Yeah, I would have balanced out the one earlier maybe with Martin Comerford.
No doubt. So the man who will take this free from just outside his own 45 metres 9 is Shaw Fitzpatrick, still under 21. He'll be playing in the under 21 final next Sunday here in Croke Park against Tipperary. Lobbing it ahead here towards Eddie Brennan, who hasn't such a good record in finals against Cork. Martin Comerford has, and Martin Comerford fires it over the bar. Great score by Comerford, power-packed play, enjoyed by the Kilkenny fans in the crowd, and Kilkenny lead by 2. This is Comerford coming on here, getting away from Sean O'Halpine, doing really well. Came off a post and went over. Again, it's broken down here by Jackie Tyrrell. Everybody converging on him, and it's Brian Corcoran swinging it into space here. Going back to pick it up. John Tennyson. Great ball to Shaw Fitzpatrick. Kilkenny now picking out their players a little better. They had a rocky spell for about 10 minutes. Decent ball ahead here, up towards Henry Shefflin against a couple of Cork backs. Brian Murphy getting there first, held as he was coming out. Kilkenny fans thought he was probably charging with the ball, but the referee saw otherwise, and it's a free to Cork.
I noticed early on Kilkenny tackling very, very hard. You know, there's not a lot wrong with that. You know, if that was down the other end, or if a forward had that ball, would he got a free in? I doubt it. You know, a lot of the time when backs get the ball in possession, to get frees out, which is, you know, that's as an ex-forward now saying that. So
backs are softies. Yeah. David O'Sullivan, huge one down.
That's no softy.
Brian Corcoran challenged really well that time. Excellent little touch there by Tommy Welsh. Lovely little touch in to upset and unsettle Brian Corcoran. And at the other end, it's Kilkenny who may profit from all of that. Henry Shefflin getting away from Jerry O'Connor. Little block on it. O'Sullivan's out to tussle there with Martin Comerford. Other bodies coming in to try and help out. One of them is Owen Larkin. The referee having to intervene. Hots up quite considerably, and the referee there just separating John Gardner from Martin Comerford. Referee got to throw the ball in at the end of it all. It comes to Ronan Curran, still on the sideline. It's hectic, very little space available. Well, you've seen it in football with the swarm defences, and that final shot leaving an awful lot to be desired on the part of Martin Comerford. And the minute he hit it, he just looked away in disgust. It's Kilkenny's second wide. Cork going short again. This time it's Pat Mulcahy who allows it, because he was perfectly entitled to allow it. Down as far as Timmy McCarthy, prepared to run at Kilkenny's defence, but it's some distance out. He's already handled it a couple of times. Needs to get rid of it. He runs once again into strong challenges. Not much flow or fluency. Bit of a dogfight in there. In the end, it's taken out by Owen Larkin. Supported over here by Henry Shefflin. Trying to be the centre half forward that Kilkenny have been looking for. But you need Henry Shefflin probably in a number of different places on the field. Brian Murphy with a lovely take up this time. Comes out to Jerry O'Connor. Long ball down into the corner towards Brian Corcoran. Getting there ahead of Noel Hickey. Right on the sideline. And the minute he gets it, not just Hickey, but Tommy Walsh in there as well. And it's carried out over the sideline. Brian Corcoran is incensed. But the linesman down there, who was Sean McMahon from Newmarket in Ferguson, County Clare, he has signalled that it's going to be a Kilkenny ball at the end of all of that, carried out by Brian Corcoran.
Jared, the attitude of Kilkenny players is absolutely first class, and their determination is shown through. And if you were to call it now, just based on the determination, like, there's no nonsense about Kilkenny, whereas Cork are tipping and tapping a little bit again, playing short balls. But the attitude of Kilkenny is first class, and they're really hitting hard all over the field.
Martin Comerford and Diarmuid O'Sullivan might be called aside by the match referee, having got up to talk to his two umpires. You saw the intensity and the way in which Brian Corcoran was ushered out over the sideline just moments earlier. And not for the first time in recent big matches, Diarmuid O'Sullivan having to mark Martin Comerford. And the referee looking to isolate one of them for starters. That's Martin Comerford. Well, now is he going to take a name at this stage? Also coming across for a very public word is Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Is it to be a card or just the notebook? Yellow card apiece. First two yellow cards of the game. Warding served up. Any more of that and you could be seeing the sideline for the rest of the game. Sideline cut's been taken there by Tommy Welch down at the other end. Remember what happened down there with Brian Corcoran? It comes back to Joe Dean. Great ball in towards Neil Ronan. Broken down here. Ben O'Connor was the one who was after it as well. Here comes Brian Corcoran. There goes Noel Hickey. Big one out. Owen Larkin has lost his stick. John Gardner entitled to come in there strongly. Larkin had lost his stick that time. It's hurt him. But Gardner was entitled, if the ball was loose on the ground, to go in for it. This is it once again here.
No, no way, Ger. That's a bad stroke. It's way away from the ball. You know,
in the end, when you look at it in reprise, it was a bad stroke.
Yeah, he's entitled to go for the ball, but that's a very bad stroke.
Yeah.
And this is the side of John Gardner. I've criticised him before, and I know he won't like to hear it and I'll learn it, but he gets involved in silly incidents. Off the ball there, when Comerford and O'Sullivan were being booked, he hit Larkin 2 or 3 jabs off the ball, no need for it, and then there was obviously a little bit of history there and he pulled a bad stroke.
So the attention is for Owen Larkin at this stage. Ty Crowley is the team doctor. John Gardner could be in difficulty for that one, depending on the referee's view of it all.
Yeah, look, he knew what he was doing. That's a cynical stroke, you know, and like striking with the hurl.
Well, it may well be, as we saw it there in reprise, Michael, but it looks like it's a sideline ball to Cork, because the referee has decided it was a fair game. John Gardner was entitled to go to the loose ball. He obviously didn't see what happened immediately after that. Cut in. Joe Dean contesting there with James Ryle. Still they play around with it there on the 20-metre line. Niall McCarthy trying to get it back to a support player, and the referee saw some holding, and it's going to be a free in for Cork, and a relatively straightforward chance for Cork to get within a point. notebook was shown there to John Tennyson.
Yeah, it's just taken on a pattern of a lot of Cork matches so far. You know, Cork are just about doing enough, but they're staying in. You know, without playing great, they're still in there. There's only going to be a point in it now. Kilkenny really have, you know, made a much bigger effort at this stage, but Cork very economical as usual.
It's Cork's 5th shot on the target. It's Cork's 5th point, and Joe Dean has got 3 of those, 2 of them coming from frees. 6-5. Well, they may not have done an awful lot, Michael, as you suggest. It's their first score in this game in something like 14 minutes. So still in touch, started well, but then went out of it.
Yeah, we've Martin Comfort now and Shefflin into half forward and Eddie Brennan at full forward. So this is the rotating Kilkenny attack that we're talking about all season.
We'll see how well it works in this particular final. Ronan Curran didn't expect the challenge there of Eddie Brennan. It comes back down once again towards Martin Comerford, out over the sideline, and that's gone for a 65. And they are bemused, but the referee says no. He's said to his umpire that it's a mistake on his part and it's going to be a puck out instead. Barry Kelly had a better view of it, and that's a relief for Donal O'Cusack. Umpire overruled, puck out to Cork. Under 10 minutes to go to half time. Tight first half. That puck out lands towards Joe Dean. Looking around for a support player, it's Jerry O'Connor coming through to try and tie it up at 6 apiece. Jerry O'Connor's first, all from the puck out. And the teams are level for the 4th time in this All-Ireland hurling final at Croke Park. Dean involved, looking for Jerry O'Connor. There's always a runner coming through from midfield. It's either Kenny or O'Connor, 6-all. Puck out again, aimed towards Martin Comerford, not for the first time. Breaks instead towards Richie Power. John Gardner keeping it away from Aidan Fogarty, holding his footing, striking it down, but only as far as Henry Shefflin looks up, straight at the target. It's on target, it's over, and Kilkenny leads 7-6. Henry Shefflin's got a 5th. 2 of them coming from play. Wonderful contribution, as always, by Henry Shefflin, but it was that slack clearance by John Gardner under no particular pressure, straight to Shefflin, and he said thank you very much indeed. Yeah,
and he made it look so easy, Gerard. I think that's the hallmark of a great player. You know, it looked simple, but you know, great skill under pressure.
5 shots at the target for Shefflin, 5 points, and again the referee is in.
That's a very bad stroke by Noel Hickey there on Corcoran, completely off the ball again.
And the referee has spotted it. He's very, very vigilant, Barry Kelly. Noel Hickey in some trouble here for striking. He may get more than just the notebook. It's a yellow card. So again, the fullback has been warned. So both number 3s on yellow cards. Joe Dean, he's got 3 so far, just outside the exclusion zone, straight between the posts. Level once again. Who mentioned draws and who mentioned replays? Long way to go. 7-all. James McGarry playing today in his 34th championship match. Huge one down. Again he looks for Martin Comerford. That's the tactic time and again from the Kilkenny puck-outs. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sean O'Halpine is in. The hand pass away to Tom Kenny. Looking for reinforcements. It's John Gardner, the entire half-back line involved in the attack. Didn't produce a score at the other end, however, and that is just Cork's first wide of this first half, and it comes after 28 and a half minutes of play. McGarry looking for Comerford again. This time he switches across to right half forward. He gets there ahead of Sean O'Halpine, drops it in dangerously. Brennan's in there, bounces away from O'Sullivan, bounces around to Fogarty. He's going to go! Aidan Fogarty gets his 2nd goal in this championship, and he does so in the 29th minute. Kilkenny fans overjoyed by that. Is that to be the vital breakthrough in this game? Coming 6 minutes before half-time, Well, this ball should have been dealt with a great deal better. O'Sullivan letting it bounce out, and pouncing was the number 15, Aidan Fogarty, and he rattles it to the back of the net.
Yeah, Jerry, you'd expect Dermot O'Sullivan, his physical strength ahead of Eddie Brennan, you'd expect him to easily win that ball, but bounced around the square. And Fogarty, could he be the man today? That's the difference, an unsung player coming into the match.
Well, that could be a huge lift now for Kilkenny. It'll certainly rock Cork, but they conceded a goal early in the semi-final to Waterford in the second half, and they had plenty of time then to come back, and they will probably feel the same about this particular assignment. Well, Dermot O'Sullivan, I think, will have nightmares about the concession of that goal. He put his hand up to catch it, and really it bounced out of his hand straight into the path of Aidan Fogarty.
Yeah, but he still took it very well. You know, he snapped a loose ball and put it away, but O'Sullivan should be catching those or batting them away.
Tennyson's under this one. Here he is. Well, the backs are going to take renewed heart, but he's lost it to Dean. Stole it from him brilliantly, trying to get it out towards Brian Corcoran, but there instead is James Ryle out over the sideline, and for a moment or two the Kilkenny backs will just want to keep Cork at bay. Cork, for their part, will want to get a point or two before half-time just to eat into that Kilkenny lead and maybe reduce their confidence levels. Big task for John Allen, but he knew it was going to be an immense task this afternoon. Big challenge for Brian Cody, no better man to face the challenge. No better opposition for Kilkenny than Cork. Tom Kenny. Again, it's misdirected. Two wides now in the last couple of minutes by Cork. Very interesting first half. It hasn't maybe had the flow or the fluency that you would have wished for, but then it was always going to be tight. The marking was going to be very, very close.
Yeah, but you know what Kilkenny have, Martin Comfort won that last ball over Sean Oak, which is very hard to do, but they have the options there. Shefflin here on the ball again.
Looking for another one, Henry Shefflin. That's going to the right. Carries just too much to the right of the posts. Again, the puck out's taken too quickly. And the referee for the second time is showing the notebook now to Donal O'Cusack, or is he? Saying to wait for the whistle. It wasn't a notebook. Let's go down to Marty Morrissey.
Yes, Jared, just an observation here. There's a lot of anger on the Cork sideline here over Dunlogue being pulled up so many times, but certainly when you're up close and personal like me here on the sideline, it's amazing to see the two cornerbacks, the two wing backs go literally along the sideline waiting for the puck outs.
Interesting times. Here's Tom Kenny. They try to get him out over the sideline. Derek Ling sticking to his task. Mark and Comerford as well. Niall McCarthy, who started so well, looking to get a bit more ball, but having to come back further and further. Martin Comerford, a major influence in the game. O'Sullivan comes out this time. Dermot O'Sullivan releasing it to Sean O'Halpine, waiting for the shoulder to come in from Eddie Brennan. Down into the middle. Cha Fitzpatrick in there, battling with Jerry O'Connor. Even Stephen in the centre of the park. Again, Kilkenny win it back here. Little easy passes out to Tommy Walsh. Nice succession of passes. James Ryle from a huge distance out. The umpires look at it, in the end decide it's gone left. So a wasted opportunity for James Ryle, who has never scored in his Kilkenny career. What a day it would be to get point number one.
Yeah, the tackling of the Kilkenny backs, Jared, so far has been the feature of the game to me. The pressure that they're putting the Cork defenders under is unbelievable, and allowing no clearances at all to come from the half-back line.
Jerry O'Connor getting away easily from Cha Fitzpatrick. Cha struggling to get after him. There's a partial block by Tommy Welch, who was brave and courageous, but it still gets to Brian Corcoran. Out in the angle, Noel Hickey's out there as well, looking to release it here as far as Ben O'Connor. Ben, who switched out to left half back, having started at right corner forward from outside the 45-metre line. That carries, it's all the way and it's over the bar. It's a 2-point game, and Ben O'Connor has got a second for Cork. 1-7 to 8 points. Well, that's come within a minute and a half of the end of the opening 35. There'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time to be played, but Kilkenny 1-7, Cork 8 points. Again, the pressure is on, and again it's Kilkenny who are winning these puckouts. Richie Power this time, forward here towards Eddie Brennan, checking his stride. Back it comes to Henry Shefflin, misdirects it this time, mishit it. Easy for Dermot O'Sullivan. Hoot there by Aidan Fogarty, stopped in his tracks, gets it back safely to Brian Murphy. Not a good clearance, it's a very bad clearance, and that's Derek Ling, and that's over the bar. And Cork really look all over the place at the back. They are very unsettled. The Kilkenny tactics of being in their face this afternoon is having a very, very uneasing effect on the 6 players in defence. And there's Derek Ling into benefit and put it over the bar. A goal between them. Cork trying to fight back before the break. Misunderstanding between Niall McCarthy and Ben O'Connor, and again it's Kilkenny, and again it's Tommy Welsh. Stopped this time by Tom Kenny. If Cork are going to win the 3 in a row, they're going to have to fight might and main and get the measure of Kilkenny in the second 35 minutes, and that's a big ask at this stage. Barry Kelly wants everybody back. They so rarely do, and there's a temporary substitution going to be required, and it's Sean O'Halpine. There must be some blood, so he's going to have to be replaced at least momentarily. Dr. Con Murphy taking him off down to the dressing rooms. We've already played, as you can see, 20 seconds of the stoppage time. Coming into the action there is Cian O'Connor. So they battle for it, and Tom Kenny tries to get it onto his stick. Well, it's a stalemate situation. Much of the game has been stalemate on occasions. Again, the referee will throw it in, does so very quickly. And again, it is Martin Comerford. He loves playing against Cork. Derek Ling got that point a few minutes ago. Forward again towards Aidan Fogarty. Got the goal after 29 minutes. Back here to Henry Shefflin, who's got 5 so far. Looking for a 6th, that's gone wide. Good chance, looks to the heavens, curses his luck. They do likewise.
Kilkenny are well on top. Just the likes of Timmy McCarthy are just going for this ball. Neil Rowan, they haven't felt the weight of the ball since the game started. And Kilkenny, just the hunger to have is unbelievable. So I think John Allen really will have to get Cork to regroup at half-time, or they'll be in serious trouble.
Well, if Timmy McCarthy was running at this Kilkenny defence nearer the goal, you might say there would be a chance for him, but that's 40 metres out. That's James Ryle, and this is Kilkenny counter-attacking. An easy stop by Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Can he lift the Rebels? Down towards Ben O'Connor. A goal between the teams. Once again, it's Shaw Fitzpatrick. Diarmuid O'Sullivan under it comfortably this time. Release to Brian Murphy. We still have about 20 seconds of stoppage time to play at the referee's discretion. Out they come once again, Kilkenny. This time John Tennyson, stopped momentarily by Brian Corcoran. On his left-hand side, bad connection. Jerry O'Connor can't take it down easily. Needs somebody to help. Neil Ronan was making himself available. A couple of Kilkenny players there. Richie Power, another under-21 player. Richie goes down. That's the end of the first half. From a Kilkenny point of view, it's been a very satisfactory first half. They took the fight to Cork. They were in charge for long stretches of that half, but there's only a goal between the teams at the end of 37 minutes. The goal scored by Aidan Fogarty, a mistake by Diarmuid O'Sullivan, and Fogarty was in to profit. It's his 2nd goal in this year's championship. Cork made 10 scoring chances, Kilkenny made 17, and at half-time here in Croke Park, as the teams go off, it's Kilkenny who lead. Kilkenny 1-8, Cork 8 points. Second half gets underway. Sean O'Halpine, who was off with a blood injury just before half-time, he is back right in the thick of the action. It's Kilkenny who are playing down towards Hill 16, which is the side that of the field that teams like to play for in the second half in All-Ireland hurling finals traditionally. Let's see if it works in their favour this time. Henry Shefflin to try and extend their lead, and he's put that one to the left. First chance, he disputes it, but it's gone to the left. The wind carried it, and it's a first wide of the second half. So a goal between them, 1-8 to 8 points. No other change that we can see on either team. Shefflin hitting it, and Shefflin putting it outside. Interesting that Henry Shefflin's last 3 strikes in this game have been wide of the target, but then he had scored already 5 points before that. First of the puck outs, going very wayward indeed.
Well, no, it was a short one to Pat Mulcahy, and then he booked it out over the sideline, so we have to exonerate. Pat Mulcahy's having a bit of a nightmare, you know, so far, so he really needs to settle her. We'll see Wayne Sherlock shortly.
That's kept in there by Aidan Fogarty, who's had a very good first half. Battling there with him is Pat Mulcahy. Needs to get into it, and he knows it. Many of the Cork players know that they have to improve their performance. Aidan Fogarty, a little bit long with that one. Jerry O'Connor going back towards a left half back position. Mention of left half back, Tommy Walsh had a really brilliant first half. He's now back there helping the Kilkenny defence. This is taken down here by another man in a red helmet, John Tennyson, out as far as Jackie Tyrrell, under no great pressure, raining that ball down towards Martin Comerford. Time and again it's between Comerford and O'Halpine, and Comerford is winning that battle today. This time the referee has seen a throw, and it's going to be a free to Cork. Cork, past masters of digging themselves out of a really tight situation, but up against the Cats, traditionally they have always found that Kilkenny opposition pose major problems for them. It's interesting that in the past the teams have met on 22 occasions. Kilkenny have won 12 of those. John Gardner with a free. Again trying to place it, not that it might work out terribly well, because Tommy Walsh was anticipating, nobody near him. Here's Michael Kavanagh, the player who was recalled back to the team for the injured JJ Delaney. Back to Tommy Walsh once again, so elusive. The clearance is slack, straight to Ben O'Connor. Two men on him. Again it's Jackie Tyrrell who's required, comes out towards Ben O'Connor again, held now by Jerry O'Connor, inside towards Timmy McCarthy, hasn't scored so far. Niall McCarthy had, running into a couple of Kilkenny players, and James Ryle completing the clearance, out only as far as John Gardner. Gardner head down, typical Gardner, going for it and putting it over the bar. John Gardner's first, and the lead is down to 2 points, and we're 3 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, great score there, Jerry. You know, John Gardner, great composure there, and you know, he took on the responsibility. Timmy McCarthy was loose outside, but you know, bit of leadership needed, and Gardner provided it there.
It's that old half-back line that Cork looked to time and again. Gardner, Curran and O'Halpine. McGarry pucking it out. The question Kilkenny fans will be asking, are they sufficiently ahead at the half-time break? There were 3 ahead then, now 2. Ronan ahead towards Niall McCarthy, attracting John Tennyson to him. Looking to dish it off here as far as Ronan Curran, put under pressure immediately. That frees up a player. That player is Ben O'Connor. Another player loose outside, it's his brother Jerry. Jerry strikes, but he puts it to the right, and he has put this one wide. 3 wides now for Cork. Kilkenny 1-8, 11 points, Cork 9. And there's got to be a change. Neil Ronan is going to come off the Cork team, and Kieran Murphy, I think, yes, the man with the blue helmet, is going to come on. That's Kieran Murphy, the Sarsfields player. So a chance for him to come into the team now for his 16th championship appearance. Aidan Fogarty, who is starring in this contest. That's a big one, and that's over the bar. It looks like it's one of those days for Aidan Fogarty. A goal and 2 points. And now a goal between them again. 3 shots at the target for Fogarty, the Emeralds player from Urlingford. 3 scores, 1-2, not half bad. Donal Cusack with the puck out, precise, straight to Jerry O'Connor this time. Coming forward is Ronan Curran. Cork in quite a battle here. John Gardner up towards Kieran Murphy, first chance to make an impact here. Trying to take on Jackie Tyrrell. And Jackie Tyrrell guilty of pulling him back. It's got to be a free into Cork, so a chance for them to get back within 2 again. Jackie Tyrrell is ticked by the match referee Barry Kelly for that. Neither team able to get away from one another. It's one of those contests that Brian Cody, I know, relishes. Place to be in the All-Ireland final. His 8th year in charge, and in 6 finals. That is some record when you think about it. You think of the great Gaelic football managers like Mick O'Dwyer and Sean Boyle, and great successes that they've had. 6 finals in 8 years, not bad for Cody's teams.
Huge free now for Joe Dean. I think that Cork really need to take all their chances in the next 5 or 10 minutes to keep them in the game.
In from the sideline, drifting to the right, that one has gone wide. Missed opportunity by Joe Dean to add to the 4 points so far. But it's a Cork forward line which now has Kieran Murphy atop of the right in place of Neil Ronan, who hadn't scored. Brian Corcoran hasn't scored. Timmy McCarthy hasn't scored. But over on the Kilkenny team, Richie Power, Eddie Brennan, Owen Larkin, they haven't scored either. Couple of big performances though by key players. This is Ronan Curran, he's one of them. Out into the centre towards Tom Kenny, pressurised. And the referee's going to throw the ball in. Both sides trying to achieve spells of mastery in the middle of the park. It hasn't been easy. Gardner trying to take it. Kenny takes it, rolls it up there confidently, gets away from Derek Ling. Out it comes here to the flying Jerry O'Connor. He's got 1 point so far, and he's dispossessed by Ryle. Brilliant little tip away by James Ryle from Greg Ballycallan. Well, that's the kind of intervention that's almost worth a score, because Jerry O'Connor was ready to strike this. In came Ryle. That is brilliant defending.
Yeah, and he's having a huge year. I think the move out from cornerback has really helped James Ryle. You know, it's taken the shackles off him. He wasn't never comfortable in the corner, but he's having a fantastic year at wing back for Kilkenny. And that's great skill and great pace to catch Jerry O'Connor after he had a couple of yards of a start.
Because Jerry is some operator. He's a flyer. John Tennyson with the resultant free for Kilkenny. It's a huge one, dropping in dangerously. Everybody waiting for it, but it's the Rock who takes it. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Oh, a bad pass out as far as Richie Power. Stopped in his tracks. Taken up by Brian Murphy. Murphy tries to work his way out, and the referee sees the chop down, and it's going to be a free out to Cork. It is a wonderfully intense contest.
Jared, it's very hard to see a free there again. You know, there was just the pressure. There was pressure being put on by the Kilkenny forwards, but
well, the referee was very near it, and immediately I saw his indication. He indicated that the player in possession was chopped down. Donald O'Cusack to take it. Big Yuan all the way down, carrying in there to Niall McCarthy. Trying to turn this way and that. The hand pass isn't great, and the players slip, in particular Michael Kavanagh. Back he goes. Joe Dean dispossesses him, and he's dispossessed by John Tennyson. Stalemate situation. The little pile up, and they wait for possession here, and the referee, not for the first time, is having to throw the ball in. This seems to be happening more and more in major matches, the referee having to throw the ball in. Is it the surface? What is it? Or are we blaming the surface too much?
Well, it's just it's an old players tend to fall on the ball when they lose possession, and it's actually a free against the player that goes down the ball, but referees rarely pull for it. Throw in is the easier option.
Good 50-50 challenge there, won by Martin Comerford, and Pat Mulcahy's in trouble there with that challenge. He goes across to question it. The referee, no doubt in his minds, and in the referee's mind, that's a foul. Didn't see a card. Now I do. Yeah, Pat Mulcahy yellow carded along with Diarmuid O'Sullivan. In the Cork team, Noel Hickey and Martin Comerford yellow carded for Kilkenny.
Yeah, he's been switched off, Aidan Fogarty. Brian Murphy has gone them, and Martin Comerford is now operating in the right corner. You see the stroke coming across, but Comerford has come out the field and left a two-man full forward then inside, and Mulcahy followed him out there. And you wonder now at this stage, yellow card and, you know, been taken for 1-2 already. Our Cork won't act to bring in Wayne Sherlock.
And Kilkenny are about to make a change. I see Willie O'Dwyer being prepared by Brian Cody. Meanwhile, Cha Fitzpatrick from inside his own 65-metre line in the sunshine. It travels all the way as far as Donald O'Cusack. Wonderful composure, always stays calm. Jerry O'Connor, jersey pulled. Curran in trouble. Referee didn't see the jersey pull, obviously. That's beautifully caught by Cha Fitzpatrick. He loses the stick, kicks it in there. Curran comes out, lets it drop down. Coming onto it here is Owen Larkin. Hasn't scored so far. Inside the 13-metre line. Again, a pile-up of bodies there. You can see Aidan forward in number 15 waiting for it to come out, and again the referee is going to throw the ball in. Not much leeway available in this particular All-Ireland final, and the referee...
No, Gerard Cork put themselves under pressure at times. Donald caught that in the square, nobody near him, and he could have cleared it 90 yards, and instead passed it to Jerry O'Connor.
Wayne Sherlock is going to come on. There's going to be a change. Pat Mulcahy is taken off the Cork team. Or is it Pat Mulcahy? No, it's not just yet. First of all, Kilkenny's change. Owen Larkin is going off. Willie O'Dwyer comes on. Willie coming on for his 4th championship match. Pat Mulcahy is still there. He's in possession right now. That's blocked down. Comes back out here. Here's Richie Power under pressure. Swept in there towards Eddie Brennan. Brennan head down, loses possession, loses his way. Brian Murphy, such a tidy cornerback, gets it out to another man with a green helmet, Jerry O'Connor, way down. Pressure now on the Kilkenny backs. Kieran Murphy trying to benefit. He's dragged back, and the referee blows his whistle. They play away. The referee had blown his whistle, but the referee was about 40 metres away at that stage. They didn't hear the whistle because of the din made by 82,000 people, 275 all cheering.
I think Cork are going to benefit. Faster ball in. I was just saying there, Donlogue put them under pressure the last time playing the ball in possession. There, Jerry O'Connor, long ball down the field. Give the inside forwards a chance.
Wayne Sherlock is still down there on the sideline as Joe Dean prepares to take this. And Sherlock, I think, is going to come in soon. Dean, his team, 3 points behind. It's now down to 2. Joe Dean's got 5. That was a simple enough free for Joe Dean, and it's 1-9 to 10 points. Pat Mulcahy makes his way off. The Cork captain is replaced by Wayne Sherlock. Sherlock, who was a great old battler from the 1999 team, on for his 26th time to play in the championship. A disappointing afternoon for the Cork captain. May turn good for him yet, but a long, long way to go in this match. We're in the 13th minute of the second half, and this is Cha Fitzpatrick looking to keep the little gap between the teams, and Cha Fitzpatrick scores his first point coming out of midfield very decisively, and it's 1-10 to 10 points. There's that little gap the whole time. Whenever Cork get a point back, there's always somebody to step up for Kilkenny, intervene, and intervene positively.
Yeah, and I think Ling and Fitzpatrick are doing very well in the middle of the field against Cork. Chaz really come into it in the second half, and Derek Ling very solid since the start. Richie Power as well imposing himself, winning some good possession, and this guy Willie O'Dwyer has come on. I really like the style of him. He's a very direct runner with the ball, and you'll see him taking on the Cork defence when he gets possession.
So Cork ready with this sideline ball to be taken by Ben O'Connor. Crucial stage in the game now as Brian Corcoran waits inside with Noel Hickey. Ben O'Connor striking, letting it fly into the square or near it. Bounces around there. Tyrrell tries to get it away one-handed. Brian Corcoran trying to get it in, and it's Cha Fitzpatrick again. Wonderful young player. Out it comes to Willie O'Dwyer. Willie O'Dwyer trying to get away from Ben O'Connor. Loses his way somewhat. Tom Kenny trying to get back into the match again. Held onto there by John Gardner. Gardner letting fly. That's going left. That's gone wide. Another chance gone a-begging by Cork. Still the gap. 3 points. 5 wides by Cork. 1-10 to 10 points. 14 minutes of the second half gone. Tactics are going to be vital now as Barry Kelly comes across here for a chat with his linesman Dickie Murphy, and he's got a call across. John Gardner also going across there is Willie O'Dwyer. Referee laying down the law in no uncertain terms.
And Jerry, interesting off the ball, Cork midfielders switched. Tom Kenny went on to Cha Fitzpatrick. Obviously Cork not happy with the amount of ball he's winning on Jerry O'Connor, but Brian Cody immediately switched him back, switched his midfield back, so a little bit of an intriguing battle on the sideline there.
There's so much intrigue, Michael, in this final. Richie Power now near the sideline, back to Cha Fitzpatrick again. Cha's hit one already, looking for another. That's going away to the left-hand side, drifted wide of the post. But the pressure being maintained by Kilkenny, not losing their way. They were 3 points up at half-time, and they played 15 minutes of the second half, and Cork have not made any significant impression. Jackie Tyrrell, huge one down, in towards Martin Comerford, trying to reach for it. On there towards, that was Wayne Sherlock coming across. Back out once again it comes with Fogarty there. Ball again drifting to the right of the post. Cork go for a quick pick out this time, and the puck out as far as Jerry O'Connor. Quick pick, I nearly said. Out to Kieran Murphy. A nice little dodge away from Jackie Tyrrell. Again, the shooting is not precise. Had to be. Looks like a player who's not confident, that the fans getting frustrated by this. Kilkenny just anxious to keep their noses in front. They were denied the 3 in a row 3 years ago. Is it their turn now to foil Cork? Again, O'Halpine under some difficulty over there from that puck out. Richie Power got there first. Comerford hand passing it, but only into the centre of the park. Tom Kenny trying to get away from Henry Shefflin. Fouled. Free to Cork.
Yeah, John, this is normally the period, I suppose, when Cork really charge into the game for the last 20 minutes, and you know, they haven't been themselves so far today, but there's only 3 points in it, and they're definitely the happier team. Kilkenny should be out of sight, in my opinion. They've had 5 or 6 bad wides on top of, you know, they're leading by 3, but they haven't put Cork away, and Cork are going to be dangerous now in the last 20 minutes.
Jerry O'Connor ready to strike this crucial last quarter of the game. Out it comes once again. Hand passed away by Tommy Walsh. Jackie Turrell, the Kilkenny captain, will be hoping to take the Liam McCarthy back down to Kilkenny tomorrow night. Diarmuid O'Sullivan has other ideas. Jerry O'Connor trying to step forward here, stopped again. That midfield area congested by Kilkenny players very successfully. Willie O'Dwyer again here, leaving it behind. Sean Fitzpatrick surrounded by Cork players. Back it comes once again to a Kilkenny man. Richie Power, the final piece of the jigsaw, having a go from distance and putting it over the bar. It's a very confident strike indeed by Kilkenny's Richie Power. First of the day, and he's opened up a 4-point gap in this match. Good support play, good confident strike from a huge distance out. Kilkenny looking good. Cork in major difficulty now. The longer this goes on. Timmy McCarthy easily dispossessed there by John Tennyson. Again rolled up onto the stick here with great confidence and good assurance. Hooked, and hooked very well indeed by Ben O'Connor, who's discarded the black helmet. Line ball. Well, Kilkenny continue to warm up some of their substitutes. John Tennyson back there with a vital defending job to do. Well, you wonder here, what will Ben do? Will he opt to try and lob it in, or will he go to try and put it over the bar? Just outside the 45-metre line, but considering the distance from the target, it's at least 50 metres out. It's lobbed in, it's held, and James Ryle is dispossessed there by Joe Dean, and there's a push and there's a free in. And this could be a 3-point game once again very shortly. Mistake at the back there by Ryle, who had dispossessed Jerry O'Connor with a wonderful intervention much earlier. Got ticked for his troubles there. So Joe Dean, 5 points to date in this game. 4 of them have come from frees. He's 4 from 5 from shots at the target, from frees such as this one here. Deep in concentration, all worthwhile. The margin is reduced. It's 1-11 for Kilkenny. Cork 11 points. Well, now the big question still being asked. Have Kilkenny done enough? They've played well enough. Can they maintain their advantage? Will Cork produce a typical late flourish? Henry Shefflin trying to get onto it here, but instead it's John Gardner. Looping it forward here to Timmy McCarthy. Driving it forward beyond Kieran Murphy. Easy for Jackie Turrell. Took it very calmly. Little block on it. Comes towards John Tennyson. Surrounded by other players. Tennyson finding an outlet there. Oh, O'Halpine was in 2 minds as Ling came onto it because Richie Power was behind O'Halpine. Out comes the goalkeeper. Very secure work by Donald O'Cusack. And he drives it another 50, 60, 70 metres down the field. Down towards Brian Corcoran. Can he give the leadership? Hasn't scored so far. Breaks to Timmy McCarthy. 1-11 to 11 points. Kilkenny leading. We're in the 56th minute. Cork now trying to raise the decibel level among the fans and the intensity level among the players. That's Sean Fitzpatrick on his hands and knees. And the referee once again will throw the ball in. Well, I'm now told that is the 6th time the referee has opted to throw the ball in this match. It's quite amazing. Once or twice in the past, maybe.
Yeah, but the tackling is so intense. Like, there's so many players around the ball, and that's what they're doing. They'll drop down if they think they're going to lose possession over it.
Well, the Ardcorla section, I'm sure, enjoying a fine contest, and they're looking forward now to the last 15 minutes or thereabouts. Willie O'Dwyer trying to get away from two Cork players. Diarmuid O'Sullivan coming back here, keeping it away from Eddie Brennan, who hasn't scored, but then in Cork matches against Cork in the All-Ireland final, Brennan hasn't scored in any of the games so far. Out it comes now to Ben O'Connor, chased by Eddie Brennan, out to Niall McCarthy, again trying to take off, looking for a support player. It's Jerry O'Connor once more. Gardner couldn't reach for it, couldn't take it. Shaw Fitzpatrick nipped in, and there was a push, and that's going to be a free down for Kilkenny. And another vital play there by Shaw Fitzpatrick, stretching himself, anticipating the danger to his own team. John Gardner ticked for that, spoken to already by the referee. That's a ticking, but Shaw Fitzpatrick gets the accolade there. Wonderful play.
Jerry, I get the feeling it's something that Kilkenny have worked on very hard in training. They've looked at the Cork running game, and all day what they're doing is their midfielders are playing very, very deep, and they're letting the Cork lads run at them, and then they're just putting in the tackle at the right moment with great timing, and it's something that's worked fierce well for them. But Cork should be able to bypass that by hitting the ball quicker, but they just can't seem to change their tactic today.
Well, they've used a couple of subs so far, Kieran Murphy and Wayne Sherlock. Three more. Cathal Naughton, I wonder? Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. They don't look like scoring a goal at this stage, and they look like they'll need a goal to win it.
That's in, dangerously in, dropped again, and this time Jerry O'Sullivan anticipating. It was fumbled by O'Sullivan. That's Diarmuid O'Sullivan, and this is O'Cusack who's in trouble. And that time he takes two. There was a chop down. The referee has decided, and that's got to be a free in from the 20-metre line. Well, a very dangerous situation, or potentially very dangerous situation there.
Yeah.
Hard to make of it.
Well, I don't want to be repeating myself, but you know, on the days it's working for Cork, it looks great, the short passing, but you know, really hurling is about getting the ball up the field as fast as you can.
Henry Shefflin, would he ever think of a goal here? He's thinking of a point. He's very happy to make it 1-12 to 11 points. Henry with 6 points. Timmy McCarthy is now being replaced on the Cork team, and coming in the hero for Cork in the semi-final victory over Waterford, the man with the gold helmet, Cathal Naughton. So not a good day for Timmy McCarthy and for many of the Cork players so far, trailing by 4 points. I make it about 11.5 minutes still to play. The puck out as far as Niall McCarthy. It's going to take something special by the Rebels to win this one and win the 3 in a row. That may be the start by Ben O'Connor. That's his third. 3 from 3 for Ben. 1-12 for Kilkenny, 12 points for Cork. Can they change their tactics, Cork, the champions of the last 2 years? This little ball played in here to Ben O'Connor. His shooting is magnificent.
Yeah, brilliant scoring. You know, he provided leadership before. I see John Gardner gone to midfield now, trying to combat Shaw Fitzpatrick. Tom Kenny gone to wing back, and really, you know, Ben O'Connor gone to centre forward. Cork are trying everything that they know, but Kilkenny are just keeping their nose in front.
Well, that's the way it was with Tom out right half against Kilkenny, indeed, when they lost in 2003 during that game. But Kilkenny now trying to turn on the pressure once again. And that's Eddie Brennan, and he still can't score in this final. That's 9 wides now for Kilkenny. The puck out quickly taken to Sean O'Halpine. Huge one down, all the way down the field. Gathered in brilliantly by Michael Kavanagh. So assured at cornerback. Lovely player. Derek Ling, busy as always in midfield. Huge one down to Henry Shefflin, who's drifted into full forward to put pressure on. Here's Eddie Brennan. Is this his moment? A little chip by Eddie Brennan. That's over the bar. He's waited patiently a long time. He's had a good season up to this game here. And Eddie Brennan knocks it over the bar in the 61st minute to stretch Kilkenny's lead. They're ahead by 4 points, heading into the closing stretch. John Gardner up against Shaw Fitzpatrick, and Shaw gets there. Gardner tries to get it away, and it's the other midfielder, Derek Ling, pursued by Niall McCarthy. Little clash of legs there. Kilkenny given an advantage, told play on. Shaw Fitzpatrick again. That time it's Richie Power, and Richie Power has put it to the left. Puck out quickly taken. Still 1:13 to 12. Cork in a real hurry. Sean O'Halpine. They have 9 minutes left to try and retain their title. Kilkenny to deny them. That's superb play at the back. Wonderful, strong, bustling play. Commanding work back there by Noel Hickey. Into the mix once again it comes. Cork put under pressure, not for the first time. Aidan Fogarty striking. Aidan Fogarty has put this one over the bar. It's a dream match for Fogarty. A goal and 3 points. Well, Michael Duignan was mentioning days when players who are lesser stars, lesser heroes, suddenly become the man of the moment. Fogarty is that player in 2006.
Yeah, I think it comes from the fact there was nothing about them before the game, and some players just have the mentality to play on the big day, and Fogarty is one of those. He's great underage record and he's really producing the goods. There's a wild stroke by O'Sullivan. Really, Shefflin was fouled there.
And Shefflin still battling, and the referee does blow the whistle. It's got to be a free in, and this is the chance now where Kilkenny can stretch in front even more. A chance to put 6 between them, and will that bury Cork's ambition of the 3 in a row?
Shefflin has huge physical strength, Jerry, and that's, I suppose, it's really what marks him out above all the other players of this generation, is that he's great hurling ability, but he's a big, huge, strong man. He works so hard for the team, and he wins an awful lot of those frees and 50-50 balls himself, and great player, and looks like it's going to be Kilkenny's day now, and they deserve it because their attitude has been 100%.
This is high, and this is over. 7 points for Henry Shefflin, King Henry as the fans call him. 1:15-12, a 6-point gap opened up with 7 minutes of the 70 still to play. Looking really good for Kilkenny, as it has been for a long, long time in this match. Michael Kavanagh scooping it out over the line ball to Cork, who are in a hurry. In particular, Sean O'Halpine ready to get the ball back into the faces of the Kilkenny backs. A goal needed by Cork very quickly to maintain a real interest in this tie. That's taken down here with some difficulty by Kieran Murphy, trying to hand pass it out, but there instead is Tommy Welsh. Oh, elusive and brilliant. Out it comes to the centre. Ronan Curran trying to mop it up. The centre half back is clotheslined there by Martin Comerford. Free to Cork, no question about it. Many hefty, tough tackles and challenges going in. This is it once again here, not much doubt about it. The referee has showed him the notebook for that. He was already on a yellow card, so the referee looking rather sympathetically on Martin Comerford. There'll be a Cork sub very shortly. Cian O'Connor will come back in. He was in as a blood sub before half-time. He's going to come in as a full sub now very shortly, as this is struck by Ben O'Connor, and this one's gone over the bar. 4 points by Ben O'Connor.
Yeah, he's certainly maintained his huge standards today. He's marking Tommy Walsh, who's having a fine game, but Ben O'Connor scored 3 great times from play and a great free there.
Well, Cian O'Connor's coming on. His family steeped in the GAA. His father, Michael, from Glanmire, will be very proud to see his son come on. He replaces Kieran Murphy, another Glanmire player from SARS. Kieran Murphy from Erin's Own, or Cian O'Connor rather from Erin's Own, but in the Glanmire area. Out it comes here to Henry Shefflin. Shefflin hitting it, and Shefflin putting it over. It's that kind of day. Very little going wrong for Kilkenny. There might have been doubts in the minds of the fans that they hadn't quite done enough at the end of the opening 35 minutes. Now they are turning it on, and it's Henry again. Cork can't even get the ball out, but this ball has gone to the left. The champions of the last 2 years, who've been magnificent champions, have lived close to defeat on a number of occasions this year. Today, that looks like being their fate. Shah Fitzpatrick, huge one. O'Sullivan comes, collects. While there's time, they'll still believe in the cause and the possibilities of victory. Michael Kavanagh once again to deny. Brian Corcoran, man who came back and came out of retirement. This is Eddie Brennan ahead. Once again to Richie Power. Lobbed in. Shefflin's about, but so too is Donald O'Cusack. Wonderful goalkeeping. Well, he's done absolutely nothing wrong this afternoon, Donald O'Cusack. Out it come from Tom Kenny. to the man who was at right half, John Gardner. Up as far as Ben O'Connor. Inside towards Cian O'Connor, normally a half-back or cornerback. Played it left half forward at the start of the championship. Fed in here towards another club mate of his, Brian Corcoran. Corcoran looking for an outlet. It's Niall McCarthy. Kilkenny forcing him wide. 2 men after him. Still he slips them. McCarthy looking to set up a goal for Cork. Ben O'Connor, he's got it! It's not over yet. It's a 3-point game with 4 minutes left. Can Cork do it yet? In spite of everything. 67 minutes are gone on the clock. Niall McCarthy in for Ben O'Connor from the tightest of angles. He beats McGarry. It's a 3-point game. Kilkenny 116, Cork 113. Now the pressure is on Kilkenny to maintain their advantage. Now Cork will get renewed life, renewed hope. Brian Cody will be wondering, has that goal come too late in the game to change the fortunes of Kilkenny?
And the next score is crucial now. If Kilkenny can tack on a point now, they'll probably hold on, but
Comerford, and he is dragged down, the referee has decided. John Allen lifted by the goal, but if it had come maybe 5-6 minutes earlier, John Gardner is the player.
He's going to get the line
by the
out.
referee. Well, he's got a ticking earlier on. It's a yellow card. Fortunate, because earlier in the game he might have got a yellow card. Referee spoke to him on one occasion. There was another foul over there on the far side that we talked about near the line, but he's still on a yellow card. 3 yellow cards for Cork players. Kilkenny are ready to introduce Richie Mullally. Team doctor Ty Crowley there, just attending to the stricken player, who is Martin Comerford.
Gerard, what a goal that was, though, from Cork. You know, worked all. Donlogue made a great catch under pressure from Henry Shelton. They worked the ball up the wing, and it's the first time they had a bit of patient play. And Niall McCarthy, great ball in, and you know, really Ben O'Connor has been the one player again today. I think Ben O'Connor scored 1-5 last year in the All-Ireland final. He's 1-4 today, 1-3 from play. You know, he's maintained a massive standard, but Kilkenny's hunger really has been the difference. We're trying to define hunger earlier on, but really it's the desire to win. And Cork have been great champions the last 2 years, but Kilkenny obviously didn't want to win 3 in a row, and that's shown today in their hurling. They're that bit hungry, and they really should be further ahead.
Henry is 5 from 5 from frees. Wonderful accuracy, not maintained here. So there's still only a goal in it, and Brian Cody is now wondering, if Cork get possession and go for another goal, what may happen? Derek laying off, Richie Mullally on. And I think Cork have also introduced a fresh face in the last couple of minutes. Just checking, is it Conor Cusack? It is. Another one of the Cusacks, Donalogue in goal, and Conor Cusack now up at corner forward. Cian O'Connor has gone to right half forward. The tactics on Cork's part to get a goal is off again. Bit confusing.
I think they were going to take off Tom Kenny, but he's there for the moment.
All right, he's not on. It continues. Ben can't take it. Joe Dean, McCarthy, they're getting in one another's way. Back there as well, John Tennyson trying to roll it up onto the stick. The substitute, Richie Mullally. Richie's first contributions is coming on seconds ago to get it out. We're in the 70th minute. We'll be looking to see how much stoppage time's going to be added on. John Gardner going for it. It's going left. It's gone wide. The margin is still 3 points in this, the 118th All-Ireland hurling final. Kilkenny going for their 29th title. Cork for their 31st, the 3 in a row. Tom Kenny is taken off now, and Conor Cusack does come on for John Allen's team. That is the 5th sub introduced by the Cork selectors. 2 minutes of stoppage time, and we're into it now. Kilkenny, can they maintain their advantage? Can Cork get down the other end and score? A goal to tie it up. That's a chop down. That's got to be a free to Cork. Oh, it's dramatic. Every bit as dramatic as any of the recent matches between Cork and Kilkenny. Hard, tough stuff. Fans not giving up on it by any manner of means. The physio for Cork is in there, Declan O'Sullivan, just to attend to the injured player. That is Brian Murphy, who went down under the weight of that particular shoulder. and it hots up quite considerably down there in front of the Canalian goal. James Ryle and Niall McCarthy were just getting to know you particularly well. The referee will have a quiet word or two. Like Michael Campbell is saying, come on Barry, it's near the end. Referee checks. There's still another minute to play. Is umpire ready to give him some advice as to what he saw? Lots of tension around. Cork will have the free, remember. I can tell you Donal O'Cusac's come out to left half back to take it. That's a yellow card, and it's for Niall McCarthy. 4 yellow cards for Cork players. 30 seconds to go. Now remember what happened last week on the controversy about the extra time in that. That's floated in dangerously to the square, went off Ryle's stick, comes out here, rolled up by Cian O'Connor, trying to get it inside there. Conor Cusac's there as well. They get the ball and the referee blows his whistle, but it's not the end by any means. It's gone out over the end line. Kilkenny will have the puck out. Theirs will be the possession. Brian Cody's team regained the lead in the 15th minute of this match. They have held it since. We're in the 73rd minute. That lady, those fans are ready to cheer. James McGarry. Kilkenny, are they set to be the new champions? Cork will battle, still trying to get the ball back. Jerry O'Connor, they need to get a goal chance, they need to get the ball. O'Halpine wallops it forward. Dean in pursuit, so too Brian Corcoran. Corcoran with Noel Hickey. It won't roll up, it comes for Tennyson. We're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. All eyes on the referee, it's all over! And Kilkenny are the All-Ireland hurling champions for 2006. The Rebel treble has been foiled by a magnificent Kilkenny performance, and Brian Cody has led Kilkenny to the top of the pile. They won the league, they won the Leinster Championship easily, and now, after a mighty battle against Cork, they have won the All-Ireland and they are champions for the 29th time. It was a wonderful, outstanding performance by Kilkenny. Cork, to their credit, battled the whole way. Diarmuid O'Sullivan had some troubles at the back, but then Cork were put on the back foot so often by the wonderful Kilkenny performance. Cork players absolutely crestfallen, dismayed, but it's Brian Cody's day, it's his team's day, it's James McGarry and the selectors there, Martin Fogarty and Michael Dempsey back. Only 3 points in it at the end, but Kilkenny deservedly win this All-Ireland, and Cork are foiled, their fans bitterly disappointed. Well they may, they were magnificent champions. It takes a good team to win the All-Ireland. It takes a really, really good team, maybe a great team, to win it twice. But they were denied a 3rd. It's so difficult to do. Kilkenny are the new hurling champions. Henry Shefflin finished with 8 points. Aidan Fogarty, the man of the game maybe in many respects, one of the heroes anyway, got a goal and 3. There'll be a lot of contenders for man of the match, and John Allen goes to his players and says, well done, all the hard work, all of the effort, and they just came up short right at the finish.
Yeah, Gerard, you know, I suppose it wasn't a great game at times, but there was no room out there, and Kilkenny, I suppose the big thing is, the big surprise is that they didn't win by a lot more. They really played powerful hurling, closed Cork down all over the field, and credit to Cork, great champions over the last few years and great sportsmen. And you know, really it was memory that kept them in the game today. They only lost by 3 points in the end, but Kilkenny, it was their day, and I think Brian Cody deserves massive credit. He gets a lot of criticism within his own county. That's because they demand success every year, but really he's masterminded 3 different Kilkenny teams to win All-Irelands. He's regrouped the team over a number of years, and this year, like Jackie Turr, Aidan Fogarty coming in for their first year, and both of those players probably had their best ever games for Kilkenny today in All-Ireland finals, and that's the type of faith that he has in players, and it paid off today. And Michael Kavanagh in his 7th All-Ireland final, what a performance by him.
What a performance, you're quite right, but what maybe the fact that this was the 4th final on the road for Cork. It's so difficult to peak over 4 years. Lost to Kilkenny in 2003. In 2006, the full-time score at Croke Park, Kilkenny 1 goal and 16 points, Cork 1 goal and 13. Let's go down to the sideline and Marty.
Okay, Brian Cody, I'm exhausted after chasing you, but I've never seen you so overjoyed. This one was special for you and for Kilkenny.
I'm not fit, Marty. Special, yeah. Everyone is special, Marty. I'm always saying every All-Ireland is special. The one you're playing in is the special one. There's a lot of things great about this All-Ireland, like, you know. Obviously the fact that it's the All-Ireland final, it's just everything. But for that group of players out there, you know, I could get carried away and start talking about all sorts of stuff, you know, about us being written off, and we were, and that's fair enough. But we're not bad. We're never too far away. And I know the commitment, the work rate was outrageous, really. I always say the best team wins the All-Ireland final. And today the best team won it. The last 2 years the best team won the All-Ireland final. Superb champions, Cork. Pay tribute to them. And look, we were there 2 years ago. The talk of 3 in a row. It was a possibility, and Cork deservedly beat us.
Does it make up for losing that 3 in a row in 2004?
No, you see, it's just about losing on the day. I mean, the Cork players now don't care if it was 1 in a row or 3 in a row or 7. It's today. It's the feeling of the final whistle. And it's a serious feeling.
You kept telling me, Brian, that this team was in transition. But I always thought there was a sparkle, there was a twinkle in your eye when you were telling me that. You felt there was more in it.
Well, you see, Marty, there wasn't, because I said it was in transition and most of the commentators said they were finished. There's a difference. I knew we could come again. Most people said we wouldn't have a hope. And I don't blame them for that. But like, it does help. It helps us.
For you personally, this is your 4th All-Ireland winning side as manager. But I can honestly say I've been here for all of them, but I feel there was a certain vindication for this one, for Brian Cody personally.
No, every All-Ireland is brilliant. This is superb.
Brian, thank you very much.
Well, despite the best efforts of the stewards, as you can see yourself, the crowd have got onto the field here in Croke Park. Maybe they might soften it down a small bit for the football final. Every congratulations, of course, to Kilkenny. A fantastic victory here today. Gerald Nan and Cyril Farrell with me here in the studio. Brian Cody, Cyril, is obviously delighted. He's obviously saying, you know, that they did it despite the fact that they were written off. They weren't written off by nobody, to
Listen
be honest
to me,
with you.
Michael, you can't write off Kilkenny anytime. They're a fantastic team. They were there to stop Cork. Cork were great champions. Kilkenny, the better team, won well on the day by 3 points. Could have been a lot more. And they're, like he's saying, that they hadn't experienced this sort of stuff. They were always a team, you could say, if Cork didn't play a lot better than they've done all year, now in hindsight you'll say, well, it was there all year for them. But like, it was a great display by Kilkenny. They kept it kind of pace very strong. We're in the face of Cork all day. And like, it was only instinct that was holding Cork on, because there's no way Cork would realise, if they look at the tape that again, that they weren't really in the game at all. Just one of these days, everything going wrong for them, they were forced into errors. Now, the pressure that's on Brian Cody is unreal, Michael, but it's pressure from within his own county. Outside, everyone recognised what he has done, but inside his own county, he's under pressure from his own fans, you know, and he deserves great credit.
And this is a special moment, obviously, for the president of the GA, for Nicky Brennan, a Kilkenny man, a man who's been in All-Ireland winning teams himself. He's about to make a presentation to the Kilkenny captain, Jackie Tyrrell.
Yeah, he had a fantastic game as well, Michael. Jackie Tyrrell. It was his first time captain an All-Ireland team in All-Ireland final. Jackie wound up on young Kieran Murphy, you know, so like, great occasion for him.
Nicky Brennan, what a day to be a cat. Well, as Michael was saying, the stewards were doing their best to keep the fans off. Never quite worked. Let's hear Jackie.
It's a great honour for me to stand on the steps of Hogan Sand and accept the Liam McCarthy on behalf of the Kilkenny team and bring Liam McCarthy back out to the Mountain City for the 29th time. There's just a few people I'd like to thank who put their heart and soul into this team. And another thing who will be here today's All-Ireland champions. I'd just like to thank our physios, Kieran Robbie and Mick Maloney, our doctor, Tony Carroll. Our dietitian, Rory Roach. Our physical trainer, Noel Richardson. Our kid managers, Dennis Walker, Rory and Alan Padman. Our great county board led by Nick Cook and Pat Dunphy, who done unreal work for us behind the scenes. Our supporters club, led by Jim Freeman and John Mackey. Our brilliant sponsors, Glanbia, who give us unreal amount of gear. And I'd especially like to thank my own club, James Stevens, for giving me the option and the chance here to accept this Liam McCarthy. I'd also like to especially thank our management team. 3 men who've done so much for Kilkenny Hurling. Our selectors, Martin Fogarty and Michael Lindsay. And our great manager, Brian Cody. There's also 2 other men who couldn't turn out today, but were definitely the driving force behind us winning today. 2 men like Donnacha Cody and JJ Delaney. All year long, this Kilkenny team have been fighting a battle on the field, a battle to win the All-Ireland. And we did that today, but there's also been another young Kilkenny chap who's been fighting a different kind of battle. Jason Brennan, who has cancer. He's here today and he's part of our panel. And I know that Jason's given every one of us inspiration to go on and win this. I'd just like to thank Jason and his father Tommy. You've been an inspiration to us, and we thank you for that. And finally to Cork. 2 years ago we stood down there in the exact same place as they're standing. I know exactly the hurt that you're feeling. But you've been the great champions and you're great ambassadors for the game. I'd like to give Cork 3 well-deserved cheers. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Thank you. We'll see you all home at Kilkenny tomorrow.